closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hello everyone, my name is Anthony and welcome back to the Anthony James Show here on Sports Fan Entertainment. As I said last week, no more power rankings, so it's been a long time since I've done a video other than a power ranking on here. It's my first video I did on here, but ever since then I've done a power ranking, so I'm getting back into these topic videos, and this was one I was actually going to make on my channel this year. I just never got to it, but I thought now would be the perfect time with the regular season at an end. We could go over this past season and talk about something in particular that made me mad, a rule change that's now been in effect 2 years, that is kicking. The kicking of an extra point. It has been moved back by far way too much. At the end of the day, I never understood why the NFL wanted to experiment with the extra point. I remember a few years in the Pro Bowl, the Pro Bowl about moving the post in, and then Adam Vinatieri missed a lot, which was just crazy because he's one of the best kickers of all time. This year, I look at it, it's been a huge disappointment to me. And honestly, I felt this way before. I still feel this way, and I know you probably are thinking, oh, you're a Vikings fan. The Vikings were actually the worst with extra points this year out of all the teams in the NFL. And you might be thinking that's why. The Vikings lost a game where if their kicker kicked that extra point and made it, they probably would have won. So you could make that argument. However, the Viking thing, you can believe it or not, but I'm being honest, that has nothing to do with it. I felt this way when they changed it, and I still feel this way today, and I know I would, even if the Vikings were 100% on extra points. To me, the extra point should be extra. The extra point shouldn't be hard to get. It should be like, oh, you score a touchdown, you're getting 7 points. Not, oh, you score a touchdown, you get 6, and you can try for a 7th. I don't like that. It should be, if you're in a close game, you can go for a 2-point conversion for 8 points. I like that. But when you get a touchdown, in my mind, it should be an automatic 7. Like, that's what it should come down to. Let's look at the stats. In 2012, we had as many teams miss their extra point as teams who were perfect with extra points this year. 5. So 4 years ago, 5 teams missed an extra point, which that's what I'm getting from ESPN, which I thought was actually really high. I didn't think there were that many. And now we only have 5 teams that are making it. To me, kicking is one of the most underrated positions in the NFL today, because I think out of all the positions, kicker is the one where confidence is the most important. I like Blair Walsh. I'll talk about Blair Walsh because I think he's the perfect example of someone who was hurt by this. I think Blair Walsh, he is one of the best kickers, but the accuracy is the problem. He can make those 50-plus yarders. He went 10 for 10 to start out his NFL career over 50 yards. And then ever since then, he's progressively got worse, and now he's not on a team. He'll probably be on the team this season, but right now he's not. And in my eyes, I think that's a big problem, that the extra point gave him a negative confidence. When he misses those extra points, it hurts. It hurts for a kicker. And honestly, this is what I would do. If I were in charge and we're like, all right, we have to change it, I'd rather just say, all right, a touchdown's worth 7, and if you go for an extra point, then or if you go for a 2-point conversion, then the touchdown's worth 6. I'd much rather do that. Actually, what I would like even more than that is what Justin Tucker and the Ravens were talking about earlier in the season. Like, let's give some incentives for these teams. Besides that, like, what if when you're kicking off, if you make it through the goalpost, you get an extra point, or the team has to start farther back than the 25-yard line. I actually really like that. I know some people might not, but that'd be pretty cool. Think about it. A team's down by 9. That's no longer a 2-score lead. You have to get a 2-point conversion and hope your kicker kicks it through the goalpost, and then you're tied. I think that would be very interesting. Not even that, like, let's say we move it back to like the 10 or 15-yard line. That would give special teams more of an importance, and that's what I think the NFL is trying to go here. They try to say that, okay, every play is worth something, and well, I think that's somewhat of a good idea. I don't think the extra point should be that. Instead, let's make kickoff. Because honestly, if you're not, like, go back a few years ago before they added this rule, yeah, we're probably not going to watch the extra point, but really, kickoff, who cares about that too? Very rarely do the kickoffs go all the way. And if they do, you'll be seeing that multiple times in that game and in the later games, because that's what the NFL likes to do. But to me, I look back at the season, they broke the record for most extra points missed in a weekend this season. I hate that. That's horrible. And to me, I think what this will do is have less quality kickers in the NFL. It's already hard to find kickers. You're always looking for more kickers. But now, because of this rule, I think more teams are going to struggle to find good kickers, because this is just a confidence killer. It's much easier to miss these farther back field or extra points than was that 17-yard extra point. I really missed that, and to me, it's not fun seeing a game that's like 25-18. Like, I don't care about that. That's a weird score. I'd much rather see like 28-21 or whatever. I'd much rather keep those even scores instead of having random scores. And I think the NFL likes that, which I don't get. To be perfectly honest, I think it's been a bad move to move the extra point back. I think I like the idea of enhancing what kicking is in the NFL, but I think they're doing it in the wrong ways. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to a point where there's no more special teams in the NFL. I feel like they want to phase that out. They did that by moving where you start from the 20 to the 25 when you kick off, which okay, not the biggest fan of that, but whatever. It's those small things that they're doing that I think is phasing out kicking, and I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like special teams going away. But with a move like this, it's really negatively impacted many kickers throughout the league. I don't like it. I think it's been a bad move from the start, and I think the NFL should change it this offseason. And frankly, I think it's an issue that should be changed every year until they finally do. And sadly, I don't know if the NFL will, because for some reason, the NFL really likes this rule change. I know I can't be the only one. I know more of you have to be like this, because it just doesn't make sense. I think this is hurting the game more than it is helping. And like I said, I think having more incentives with the kickoff, like you could get an extra point by kicking it through the goalpost, or if you kick it through the goalpost, the drive starts farther back than the 25. I think those are good incentives for teams. But moving it back, it's done a lot more harm than it's done help. Look at Roberto Aguirre. I don't think it's helped him. I don't think it's helped a lot of teams, and I don't think it's helped a lot of kickers. I'm hoping to see a change in this as soon as this next season. I'm not getting my hopes up, though. I don't think it'll happen, but hopefully this is just a reminder to people that this rule is not a good rule. It's hurting. There are good kickers who miss these extra points, and to me it's disappointment. It's time for them to change. They try this. In my eyes, it's a failure. You need to move the extra point back to where it was, or just have a touchdown be worth 7 points unless you're going for a 2-point conversion, then it's worth 6. But that's just one man's opinion. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. If you're new to me, you can follow me on Twitter at AnthonyJamesTV. Link in the description. Of course, subscribe to me, Anthony James TV, for all my NFL videos. I have draft videos. I'm doing team recaps. Plenty of NFL videos you can check on my channel.
Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.